Hello guys, this is Pavel Oskar from Laravel Daily Team and YouTube channel Laravel Business, and today I want to talk about not Laravel related thing. In general, I've had a quick short holiday in Greece, in Corfu Island, where I had a week to think about how business is doing, how Laravel is doing, and my writing and shooting videos and courses and quick admin panel and all of our projects. And I decided to talk more in general about successful projects, because it's not about Laravel in general and as a technical solution, but our goal for all of us is deliver successful projects, both to clients or to ourselves if you have your own product. So I will probably shoot more videos about success of the projects, which is more related to project management, client management, things more like soft skills. It's not directly related to Laravel. So you should expect more videos like this one. And topic of today is the triangle, which is pretty popular in project management or in product management: quality, speed, and cost of the projects. Or in other words, is cheap, fast, or quality. And usually there is a saying that you can pick 2 out of 3, the client. So if it's, for example, there's another saying, so if it's good and cheap, it won't be fast, and vice versa. Other basically things, you cannot do all 3 of them. And until recently in my whole career, in 15 years of web development, I was trying to push speed first, because I was a big believer, I still am a big believer in quick results, in MVP strategy. So deliver the first version as quick as possible, then give it to the hands of client. Then clients are really happy with a quick start, which makes better relationships, and then you iterate from that version and deliver the final project. And it worked brilliantly for me until recently. So I'm not saying I was sacrificing on quality. Quality was still good, but speed was the essence, like the first thing. And then I could charge more actually with a bigger portfolio of my projects and my team. And it was working. Quality was good enough, let's put it this way. I'm a big fan of like 80 or 90% solution, I call that. So if you reach the 80 or 90% of the quality, the last 10 or 20% are not that crucial, but they would take a huge amount of time to reach, like that 100% thing. So it was working, as I said, but until recently. What happened recently? We had quite a few projects got back to us with new versions, with new requirements. It's not exactly they came back, they were always around with some retainer jobs, some tasks here and there, and a few clients requested like huge changes to the project, like changing the logic how users work in one case, then revamping all the design in other case, like restructuring the internal stuff basically. And we had trouble. It's a pretty common thing to struggle with old code base, with legacy code base, even if it's your own, even if it was logical at the time, but to refactor old code is pretty painful for everyone. And then bugs appear, and then like inconsistency, especially if the code is written by someone else, which is in our case. So some part of the code was written by developers who are no longer with us, with our team. So it's even harder then. And then I started to think maybe the speed as a priority is good for the small projects, for like one-time things, which are relatively small, but not for the long-term projects. So if you expect the project to be with you, be around for years, then invest in speed will take you only so far. And also I was a believer in version 2 of the project, in general for the project. So if the project takes off like version 1, the speed version, the quick version, client can take it to the market, to their customers, and basically test the market. If the project is, well, the numbers are satisfying, whatever is the sales numbers or leads numbers or visitors, whatever, then usually clients come back for version 2, And not because the code is bad, but version 2 is usually significantly different in terms of logic, because clients then come up with new ideas with different perspective, with feedback from their customers, and that version 2 is usually significantly different. And that makes sense to recreate from scratch if it's too different. And I've done that a few times in my career, so created totally fresh version 2. We're doing that actually with Quick Admin Panel, our solution for 2019 version. It was created from scratch as well. But still, I've had just a few projects which didn't go that route. We had to change core parts of quite old code base. And then I started thinking more about quality and decided that from now on I will land new projects and start new projects with quality in mind first, which mostly means TDD or testing, automated testing, which we are doing, but not as much as needed. Why it is important, the automated testing? Because I was not a big fan of that, to be honest, because I was thinking that in my niche, in my area, for small projects, that automated testing, it costs too much and doesn't bring enough value. Like it does bring value, but mostly everything can be tested manually quite quickly. But as I said, for longer projects, for bigger projects, it becomes a pain to test. And why tests become useful? Because they kind of ensure that the stuff that was working will work after any change. So especially if the code is written by another developer, you change something and then you can run PHP unit or Dusk or whatever is your test software, and then is it still green or not? And then you can be more confident in your own change, even if the code was written by another developer. So that's number one thing that I will try to invest with my team for new project. We're starting 2 new projects this month, so both of them are started with TDD. And speaking of TDD, I'm experimenting with one workflow with my colleagues. I'm moving myself into a project management role there, project manager. I'm still coding, but more like, I don't know, CTO, architect, and project manager, and then delegate some of the coding to my teammates. So in that case, I'm experimenting with basically with giving the task as test. So that's part of TDD. Test-driven development means first you write test, and then you write implementation. So I'm writing test. For example, we started in one project with import Excel file. The task was import Excel file and then implement the logic of parsing that. So I started with a test like Excel import test, which is like this get page for the upload, then this post. No, actually there was separate test. So this get for the page to load, then this post, another test, this post with a file, and then checking that the file actually was uploaded, and then that the file was actually Excel. So 3 tests within the same upload thing. Similar thing with Excel parsing implementation. So I wrote a test. So this is the data that should be in Excel, and this is what I expect to come back after parsing. And then I gave the colleague developer that as a task. So I didn't create any like Trello card or GitHub issue or anything like that. The test was actually the documentation. And of course it was commented. Of course I've given some more instructions in the test itself, but it gives 2 benefits. Well, we'll see, we'll experiment, but it gives 2 benefits. First, I don't have to recreate the task. So the task is the code, the test. And second, the test is also ensuring the quality. So in theory, it could be less work for myself as a project manager to prepare the test first. And also while preparing the test, I thought about possible solutions. I thought about Excel importing package. I thought about data structure, what should it be? So test itself brought quite a lot of solution in itself, implementation. So written code by my colleagues should be like with less probability of going sideways. Let's put it this way. And then final thought about it is there is a thought that testing and automated testing takes quite a lot of extra time to ensure the quality, and that didn't make sense, and it doesn't make too much sense for smaller projects, as I'm repeating myself, but it does really pay off for bigger ones. And the actual number that I've been reading about is 20%. So 20% extra time for like the first delivery, which is not that big, but you have the quality. And for that, financially, it might make no sense to have automated testing because you don't have the budget. That's probably the most common excuse not to write test, or reason why we don't write test. Not because we don't know how to do that, but because client didn't have budget for that. So there's no separate line in the budget that write automated test. But it shouldn't be a separate line because you need to ensure quality, and the pricing should be like the test should be included in pricing as a kind of hidden line, or like you have to assume that it's done. Then probably that means that you need to find clients with bigger budgets. So this is where I'm heading currently with like new step of our Laravel daily team. I will try for the future to find clients with bigger budget, focus on quality more, not on speed. And then if I manage to find those clients, then our implementation will be even easier. So the goal for both of us, for myself and for my team and for the clients, will be quality first, not the speed. You actually just saw a message popping up from live chat on quick admin panel, one of the users thanking me for support. So that's totally like off topic. So yeah, that was the thoughts I wanted to share, that I'm moving myself psychologically, like mentally, from quick to quality, from speed to quality, as a priority in doing the web development projects. Have you ever done it yourself? Do you agree with my thoughts, or maybe I'm wrong here somewhere? Please share your thoughts. Maybe you will help me with some advice. Or maybe how to find those clients that want to invest in quality. And yeah, expect more videos like this about project management and successful projects in the future. And of course, I won't stop shooting Laravel related stuff. I will try to mix it here and there, and also it will be kind of live blogging for me about Laravel daily life, daily struggles, my personal struggles as a founder and developer and business guy and coder, so all in one. And I hope it was interesting, and I hope it will bring some discussions under this video. See you guys later.